guys, thank you so much for watching today. I wanted to share a little bit about what I've got going on these days. I am doing some YouTube videos to show people different ideas and ways of decorating, and I wanted to start with something that I really enjoy doing, and that is I love to accessorize, and especially doing centerpieces and table vignettes. And so I was freshening up my house a little bit, trying to get ready for spring, but I always find it a little bit difficult to find the right accessories and pieces that are not really seasonal, because I go out of Christmas and I don't want to hop right into spring, but I want some things that are kind of transitional and that will work in kind of between seasons. So that's what I'm going to show y'all today. I want to show you some ideas about doing a centerpiece. The one I'm going to work on today is a super casual one. It's a rustic farmhouse feel, and I know a lot of you are over that, and in some ways I kind of am too, but I still really love it. And I think maybe that's because I'm in the South and it just kind of fits my lifestyle, and it fits where I am and where I live. I live out in the country, and so the whole rustic farmhouse feel just kind of works for where I am and what my personal taste is. And so I feel like there still are some of you out there like me who enjoy that, and so that's what I'm going to go with today. First, let me start off by saying, when you're doing a centerpiece for a table, you always want some sort of anchor piece. So that could be a tray, it could be a runner, it could even be if it's a small table, it could even be a placemat or a charger. Today I'm going to do a tray. I love this tray. As you can see, it's Magnolia Home, which of course I love. I got this at, where did I get this? TJ Maxx. I got this at TJ Maxx, very inexpensive. I'm using this one because I like the shape of it, the color. I love that it's got the little wooden handles. Gives it that, I just like mixing materials. I like the galvanized with the wood. So also, another thing I want you to think about is the shape of your table and the size of your table. My table is a small round table. I'll show it to you in just a minute. It seats four comfortably, but we always seat 5 on it. And so since it's a round table and it's kind of small, I like using a rectangle or some sort of oblong. I wouldn't necessarily put a round centerpiece or anchor piece on a round table. That's just personal preference. I like the way it looks when you've got those different shapes in one area. So, like I said, I do have a runner on my table, and I used it through Christmas, and I'm going to continue to use it because I love it, and I'm still not over the buffalo plaid. I like it. It suits my style, my taste. I'm going to continue to use it until I'm just completely bored with it. So, let's start by adding our tray to the center. Okay, as you can see, I don't necessarily want to sit it straight in. I might change my mind in a minute, but right now I'm going to catty corner it just a little bit. Now, as you can see, I've got this cute little pig. Okay, I've had this thing for years. I picked it up at a yard sale for $3.93, and I just love it. He's super. He's wooden, but he's painted black. And he's distressed with a little bit of white, off-white, I guess. And he's just really cute. And he's very narrow, so I can use him in a lot of different, I have used him in a lot of different places. For this, because my tray is kind of small, I'm going to set this behind it and see how that looks. And when you're doing centerpieces, a lot of times it takes playing, moving things around multiple ways just to see how you're going to like it. And that's okay. That's part of the fun. Okay, we're going to set him right there. We're also going to catty corner him with in the same direction that I've got my tray catty cornered. Okay, all right, so the next thing you want to do with your centerpieces is you want to work on your different heights. You don't want everything to be the same height. You don't want everything too low. You don't want everything too high, especially now when I'm doing my dining room table. I don't mind if things are high. I actually kind of like things to be higher. I just think that gives a little bit of a more formal look. But this is our in our little breakfast nook, and we eat at this table daily. So I don't want anything too tall or too fancy. So what I'm gonna add next is I've got this cute little urn. He's just a short little stubby fella, and it's a little bit distressed. You can see on the bottom and the sides. And he's got these cute little handles. I picked this up at Hobby Lobby. I think I got it for half price. I think it's one of their spring pieces, so I guess it would be 40% off. And I got some greenery to go in it. So I picked this up at Hobby Lobby. As you can tell, I love Hobby Lobby. And again, I don't remember how much this was, but it was half price. Unless it's on sale, I won't buy it. If it happens to be something I really must have and there's not but a few left, I'll pull up the coupon and at least get 40% off. That's the fun of shopping at Hobby Lobby, is you can always get a discount. All right, so we're just gonna stick this down in here. I haven't put anything in it. You can stuff it with newspaper or whatever, but because this thing is, because this pick is a little bit fluffy, it's gonna hold its own. I did bend it a little bit because when I stuck it in there straight, it just kind of did this number. And I want it to be a little bit more steady. And these things, you can move them around. There's a little bit of a wire in there on the bottom pieces right here. So you can manipulate it and make it lean whichever way you want it to. But that's what that looks like. Let me show you. We're gonna set him, let's put him on this side of the tray. Right in front of Mr. Pig. Fluff it around a little bit. Okay. All right, let's see. What's gonna go next? Okay, next, I've got this cute little plate. I've had this for several years. As soon as the Buffalo Plaid business started, I picked this up at Hobby Lobby again. And I've used it in several places in my house, and I actually only bought one, and I wish I bought more. But I only bought the one, and but what I do is I take my easel. I think this is just an easel I bought at the dollar store years and years ago. And so to give it some height and to give it a place to prop, I'm gonna put it down in there, and then we're gonna set it in the tray, but on the opposite side. Okay? Okay, so next is time to start layering and filling in. Okay, I've got my main pieces. I've got 3 different heights. I've got my pig, I've got my greenery, and I've got my place. I've got 3 different heights, but there's still empty space. And so I've got to fill in that empty space. And so I've got this little candle that a dear friend of mine gave me. It's actually a Christmas scent, but it's in a white jar, so I'm gonna use it. It smells so, so good. DW Home is who makes it. This is bright, frosted, and sweet hollyberry and spruce. So it's got a little bit of a Christmas scent, but it's more berry. Okay, and I'm gonna take him and I'm gonna set him right. Let's set him right here in the front for now. Now, if I didn't, because it's got a little bit of burgundy on it, it doesn't bother me at all to have it facing out. But if you didn't like it, you could always turn it around. Like if you've got something at home and maybe it's got a fall pumpkin something on it, you can turn it around. You don't have to face it out, but it doesn't bother me. Okay, and then it still needs something. So I've got this little piece, just says home, and it's cute. It was $4.99 at Hobby Lobby, and it's part of their spring collection, so I got it 40% off. I picked this up today also. I don't think I'm gonna put him in the tray because he is not very much taller than the tray. So if I set it in there, you're gonna see it like that. So I'm gonna set it right on the outside of the tray. And let's set it like that for now. Okay. And then the very last thing I'm gonna do is, it's beautiful just like it is. I almost want to keep it just like it is, but I like mixing whites and off-whites, and I've got that throughout my dining area, my breakfast nook. I've got whites and off-whites mixed with touches of green. And so I have this garland, and it's just like the beaded garlands that you see, but this one is actually like, it's fabric. I forget what kind of fabric this is, but it's just little cotton covered pieces. But so it's got off-white, gray, off-white, and black. And it's just repeated. I just love this little thing. And it's just long and straight, and I have used it at the house I lived in before we moved here. I had a fireplace, and I had it draped across my fireplace, and it just looks so cute. But what I'm going to do with it here is I'm just going to like intertwine it through my tray and let it hang off both sides, just to kind of fill in any empty gaps, because when you're doing a table vignette or centerpiece, you don't want a lot of emptiness, because then it just feels like unfinished. And so sometimes these little pieces, that's what I love about the beads. I love the little wooden ones too. These little greenery picks, little pieces like that, you just can stick anywhere, and it just fills in like the little gaps and makes it feel finished. And so that's what I'm gonna do with this. Okay, so I'm just gonna start on one end, drape it through. We're gonna go behind the little candle. Let it fall down in the tray a little bit, and then drape it off the other side. And then I'm just gonna play with it until I get it exactly how I want it. And it's just one of those things where it has to look a certain way, and there's no rhyme or reason. There's no way to explain it. I just know how I want it to look. And so I just move things around until I get it how I want it. Okay, let me stop. I'm gonna stop the video, and then I'm gonna video the finished product, and we'll see what you guys think, okay? Okay, you guys, here is my centerpiece now that it's complete. Here's the table runner that I was telling y'all about that I have used year round. The little plate. Here's my little wooden piece that says home. There's my cute little pig back here. My greenery, my little candle, and my little beads. And as you can see, we've got our heights. We've got really short, got a little bit taller, medium, and lower. So everything's not the same height, and it just looks evenly distributed, and it just looks really nice. I'm happy with how it turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think.